So what we did yesterday out of this flow, like we got our 3 input data sources for
Yeah, on
different
the
region.
basis of different.
Yeah, 3 different regions, and we had another data set which was related to the some sales data. So we first of all did the union out of these 3 data inputs, and then we joined this data, the union data, with our sales data. Out of that, we kind of found, we did the sorting on the joint data, which was related to your sales per customer in descending order. So that's the sorting what we did. And on top of the sorting, we started doing summarization. So summary over here, we can see that summary once again. So it was related to your it was related to the store numbers, address, city, and then we took average sales per customer and total sales. That was the summary. And similarly, we created one pivot table, the matrix basically. So over here, we took the region on column level. So all other columns remain same. Now, if I ask how to apply filters over here. So let's say we out of this joining criteria, we already had, like one of the region which was out of my data. What I mean is when we joined this data, in this particular data, we had only 2 regions, north, and if you go here, we had south. The west data was not there. In order to report, I think I need west data also. So how can I get west data out of this union? In union, I have all 3 data sets, right? Sorry, not this union, over here. We have all 3 data sets. What should I do to kind of get data related to west region only so that we can create further summary, or maybe we can get that data separately in separate data set?
So we want only West data.
Right,
Okay. No, North and South will not come there.
right. See, let me just tell you one thing. You already have
Right
west
side.
data. You can take it directly right from here. But what I want as a use case, as a scenario, I want to extract west data out of this union. That's the problem statement. Extract, you can say filter out, whatever you want, you can say that. I want to filter out west region's data out of this union. Which control should we use? It is the complete list. This is possible that for some cases or some tools you might not get in the current Alteryx version. For example, if you follow some videos or some content online, you will have one tool over here under reporting called charting. But that tool has been deprecated now. That tool you cannot get into Alteryx. What they have done, they have replaced charting tool with interactive charts. So earlier they used to call it as charting. Now it is interactive chart. In old versions, you had one kind of tab as time series. So that tab was related to the complete analysis related to time series. But now you get predictive and prescriptive tabs, and you can add as many tabs you want. Right? So these evolution, these changes will keep happening, but the basic concept will remain same.
Okay.
Right? So what tool I mentioned? Time series, the tab time series. What is time series?
Analyzing data over a
On the
period of
basis of
time.
time. Yeah. Analyzing the data, yeah, over a period of time, like monthly basis, yearly basis, or quarterly basis, or weekly basis. If I want to see our data, so it will come on the basis of time.
Right. So that's basically your trend line or that kind of data wherein over the time period you want to analyze what is your trend of your data, and basis that you can come up with prediction. So that's why they come up with predictive tab now, because end goal of time series is to do the prediction, right? So this is how they are evolving. Right now you don't see many tools over here because I'm on the free version at this moment. As soon as you put your kind of license and all, you get more tools over here, even on the prescriptive side. So we'll do that. Some of the tools we can get. Anybody has the student license, they can get more tools over here. They can easily get a license key. Fine. Let me just go back. So yeah, Ashika, you mentioned like we can use filter in order to get West data out of this union, right? So I'll just go
Yeah.
ahead and take filter, right? Filters. I'll drag it here and we'll join this particular output to the input of filters. Now we need to configure it that what filter we want. So over here, we'll go ahead and say basic filters and then
Reason
region, and the value what we want
West.
is West. Fine. As soon as you do it, you will see a custom code also gets developed over here. So if you see here, its region is equal to West, right? Similarly, you can write your own language also if you want. So this basically Altex gives you capability to enhance existing filters. So over here, I mean, at this moment, until unless you are not changing into this expression, you can either go with this or you can go with this, right? So you can follow any of these filters and then we can go ahead and apply this furthermore. So I'll run it. Okay. And then if you see over here, there are two outputs. To this filter, there are two outputs. One says T and another says F, right? This simply means true and false. If you click on true, it will give you all the records which have the region as West, right? So if you click on T, you get all the records which is part of your West region. Fine. What is
Click
going to
on.
happen if, yeah, see over here, there are two outputs, right? Into the filters. This is your input. This is your output. These two are the outputs. So if you see, there are two outputs. One says T and another says F, right? Uh, to just explain, this works on a basis of conditional split. The way in SSIS we have a control called conditional split, which means basis condition you can split your data into multiple outputs. So over here, the one filter what we applied, it is giving me the positive result, another will be the negative result. So true will be T means true. It will give you all the records where you are getting the West as a region. F will be the segment where the records are not matching our condition. This is the false record, false condition. So over here you will get south and north.
If we are clicking on false.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So even here also, if you see the output result window, over here you have true and this false. If you click on true, you get all West region data. If you click on false, you get all south and north data. Clear?
Yeah, here it's clear, but my question is why the data was not coming previously, only West. We
Okay.
use the combine of like we combine the union with combine, so we should, if we are combining all three of columns data, the data should be come at least.
So, okay. To answer your question, if you see here, after union, we have used join,
Okay,
right?
okay, okay.
This was the union and this is the join. So
Mm-hmm.
in union, we are getting all the records, whether it is south, north, and west, all three.
Okay.
Only after joining, I'm not getting my West regions data. The reason being, in sales, I don't have West region. It is only the South and North.
Mm-hmm.
It was an inner join. So that's why, because it doesn't have West data, you are not getting any West records.
Okay.
Hope that answers, right? Your question?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what we can do is, see over here, because we don't have any data related to West region, so doing any summarization or doing reporting doesn't make any sense on this data. We can continue with our data related to North and South regions. Fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So over here, we went ahead, we added one calculated field also. Let's do one thing. After this, I'll go ahead and add some of the more controls. So in preparation, we used auto field, create sample, data cleansing. Okay, let's see what is there in the data cleansing. Actually, this should have been used in the beginning only, right? But let's see. After union, we can see that what is there in the data cleansing. So if you read all this comments over here, it is very simple to use this tool. It shows you all the fields, right? Store number, address, city, zip, latitude, longitude, and store points. Fine. Then it says replace null. So in case your data has null values, missing values, so you should replace that in order to give a better results. Tell me one reason. Let's say if I don't replace my missing values or nulls, what will happen? What problems you can face in a data?
If you're not click on missing replace. Okay.
No. What I'm saying is, let's say you are reporting sales data, right, for various regions, various products, various states or stores. For some stores, a lot of records are 00000 or maybe null. What will happen if you do analysis over this data?
There may be couple of reasons. One thing is it shows NULL, and the profiling may not be 100% okay.
Mhm.
That may be one reason. And
So
in
yeah, see,
calculations,
mhm.
if you use that particular field, if it has NULL, there may be some error in the calculation if you are creating any new calculations, maybe.
Right. See, I mean, both points are valid actually. Both points are valid. Uh, First one you said, like let's say if there is zero or null, it can give some error, right? That's the second point actually, what you mentioned. So it can give error only if the data type is different. If it has same data type, let's say in some places you already have numbers, in some places you have zeros, right? So in that case, it will not give error. But what will happen? Let's say you have a lot of zeros. So what will happen? Like numbers like average will be not true. Do you, does everybody agree with this point? If you have a lot of zeros or missing values in the data, the average value will not be true.
Yes.
Oh,
Everybody accepts it, right?
Yes.
But
The
why? My
average,
question
if
is
we
why.
have
Mhm, mhm.
zero, will be considered as count one. If we do not consider zero, it is null. So that cannot be considered as count number, count one. So average
Correct,
will be
correct.
impacted.
Average will be impacted, right? And while starting any analytics project, you first of all need to see that whether your data is properly kind of cleaned or profiled or not. If you have such issues, you need to solve them. Otherwise the problems like biased mean, these things will right? Mean deviates a lot because of these values. Outliers. What is outlier?
Extreme values or
Yeah, extreme values. It can be minimum values also, like 0 or negative values, or it can be too high values also in your population or data set. In case you have those type of things, then you need to kind of remove those before doing the analysis. Now let's go ahead and continue with this particular control. So it says replace with blanks string fields. So in case of string, definitely you can replace with blank, and 0 with numerical fields. So sometimes, like if there is 0, you can replace with the average data value, right? Unwanted characters, leading and trailing white spaces. You have tabs, line breaks, duplicate. What is line break?
one below the other.
One below the other. I mean,
Uh,
not very clear.
Um, yeah, sometimes if you are writing any SQL, any query,
Mhm,
we write select on top. The next line we write star, and the next line we write from.
mhm.
I think when we select this, um, I don't know. I'm not able to.
Okay. No worries. Let me give one example here. I'll go ahead and open one Excel sheet. I'll create some sample data, right? So let's say this is name. These are categories. Let's say over here, let's say rank, and maybe some other number, or maybe description. Okay. So let's say name, John. Categories, I'll say 1, A, B, C, let's say D. Then you have, sorry, these are the categories. Rank maybe 1. Description maybe any comment, like no comment. Then Bob. Over here, let's say it is A, 2, no comment. C, D, A, B, D, and C. And over here, Robert, Kevin, Sam, Charles, and Johnny, whatever. If you want to read this data, will there be any problem? Let me save it as CSV. Then we'll start reading it. Alteryx. And we'll save it as CSV. What is the full form of CSV?
Comma.
comma separated.
Values.
Yeah,
Right. Okay, I think I saved it at the wrong place.
because you choose Alteryx, no?
Mhm.
Okay, Alteryx is a
Yeah.
folder.
Yep. It's okay. Fine. So this file is saved now. If you open that file, let's say in text format, what will happen? I'll tell you. Just go to Alteryx. Over here, the test file, what we just saved is this one. If you open this as a notepad, ++, see what happens. Did we have the similar kind of structure?
Mhm.
Right? So the structure over here is not fine. But what I want to read this in Alteryx the way we had in CSV file when we created. Over here, this is your one value starting from A to D, right? It's only one value,
Yeah.
but it has line breaks in between. This is what we
Yes.
call line breaks, right? After
But
every character,
like
you have a line break.
yeah, I remember while we are importing or exporting our data in
Mhm,
SSIS, so we are using in CSV files, we are giving like A, then line break, then B, again line break.
mhm.
Okay, then C line break. I think similarly we need to do this thing here as well, right?
Yeah, so this is that kind of case only wherein you need to handle these things while import of your data.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so that's what we need to kind of handle. This is part of your data cleaning only. So now let's go ahead into Alteryx and connect to this file. Let's see what happens. Okay.
It will give errors.
I mean, it can give error, but the capabilities should have right to read this data. That is our intent. We need to see whether we are able to write directly or do we need to kind of use some controls. Correct? So for now, I'll just add another canvas here. We'll click plus, new blank workflow. And over here, what should I do? Tell me. I need to read that file. What should I do?
Input data you take first and
Does
will
everybody agree?
import the data.
Right? So Venkat and Dinesh, Deepak, sorry. Okay with right? Input data? Because we
Yes.
need to read data from this file. We'll take input and then we'll browse to this particular file. Now this is CSV format. So where should I go?
In
Files,
files we have a
then
CSV format.
comma separated values.
Yes,
I'll,
yes. You need
I'll
to
click
click.
over here
You
and
need
then
to
I'll
choose
go to
desktop
I'll Alteryx
objects.
and this is my file. So we'll say over here, right? Now if you see, Alteryx was able to kind of read them very well. There is no doubt. See, categories ABCD in one cell, DC in one cell,
Mm-hmm.
right? There is no issue. So this case, Alteryx has automatically handled, right? No issues over here. Let's just do one more thing. I'll remove and we'll go to our file once again. And what I'm going to do this time is,
Like this.
right, what I did between, yeah, what I did between the values, I have simply kind of added commas, right? A comma B comma C comma D, and then over here also C comma D. Fine. It's one value only, but there are commas in between. It can happen right in your data.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I'm saying there are 4 categories, and between all those categories, you have comma in between. Let's see what happens this time. I'll take input data. We'll follow the same steps. We'll go to files, and then we'll go to CSV, and then I'll connect to text file. Okay, fine. So this also read properly, right? But generally what will happen, let me tell you, it's a real scenarios. The problem will come because it is your comma separated values. In case you don't have inverted commas between, starting from A and D, these values will get split. let me tell you. If I just open that file, if I open that file into CSV format only, let's see what happens. Right, you are getting perfectly fine over here, right? But in the tools like SSIS and all, it will happen. It will get split because it's comma separated, right? So all the values which are separated by comma, they will come into different columns. It's a genuine case, so you can just take a point out of it. Over here, you don't have any problem. I think Alteryx is handling very well. You are getting all the points, and then you can kind of browse or do whatever operation you want to do over here.
Like if we are not giving comma here, so
Mhm.
it will work, right? If you are giving or not giving, there is no an impact.
See, at this time, there is no impact. There is no
Mhm.
impact because you are getting all the values into different cell as different places. So over here, in this particular value, you don't have only A. It has different many other categories like A, comma B, comma C, comma D. Correct? See over here.
Yes. But in the table, it's showing in the place of John, we have only single one category A.
No, it's
Is
not
it?
A. After this, it's a comma. I'm not able to expand it. Otherwise, in line break, it will show you that. Right? In case that problem happens, in case that problem happens and you are getting this into different separate lines or maybe separate columns, so for that situation you need to kind of use these functions called data cleaning, and then you can handle these line breaks and all. This thing is for that only, in order to handle such cases in case you get this problem. Maybe because I created this file manually, this case is not occurring, but if it is system created file or maybe automated, sometime these issues will come.
Mhm.
Getting my point? These issues will for sure come. So for those scenarios, you need to use the cleaning function.
Now, can we try for John? We should see 4 times John and A, B, C for categories for him. Can we try seeing browse here now once we run? Because we clicked on line break.
Okay, just a minute.
Yeah, we'll try if we get maybe.
Okay, now see the difference. This is exactly what I wanted to talk about. If you see this browse over here, what is happening? A for John, right? For John, you have all the 4 categories like A, comma B, comma C, comma D. It has new line character, but it doesn't appear over here.
Why it's
Correct?
not okay? Because comma is not mentioned.
No, no, because we are directly showing the data what we got from the file. It is with the new line characters. So the overall value under this cell, let me just copy and put it into notepad. It should have all the values with A comma B comma C comma D. I just copied A, what you can see over here, but it has all values which are hidden in other lines. I'm not able to expand this line. If we expand it like in Excel, you can see all these 4 values with new line characters. As we use data cleaning, after using this, what we did, we removed that new line character, and then you can see all 4 values over here, right? So that's a difference if you use data cleaning controls.
Can we give a
Now,
try? Yeah, like we remove
like,
commas after A, comma B, comma C. We remove, then we
mhm,
try the same thing, selecting line break. Maybe we can
okay,
see 4 times John. That is what
okay.
final expectation, right, from this tool.
No, 4 times John. I don't think that should come, but yeah, let's see. Let's see what you are saying. We can try that definitely. So over here, what you want, I should remove comma, correct?
Yes.
Save, close, and we'll go to Alteryx. Let's run it once again. So what happens in this scenario? I'll just copy these values. You still have that without comma. And in this another scenario, you have ABC categories for John. Right? It's just this is the new line character in only one cell in one value, not in all the values.
Okay, got it.
Right?
Yeah.
That is why. So this new line character creates a lot of problem. Now, because we used comma in between, there could be a conflict, right? Conflict between your CSV definition and the comma which is coming within a value. So these are the generic problems what will come across when you work in the real scenario on any real project. So
Okay, here we didn't mention the comma, that's why it's coming like this. But this is wrong, right?
no, it's not wrong. I mean, at this moment, we remove the comma from file.
Mhm.
If you see here, it doesn't have comma.
But
The only see, I'll tell you what exactly happens. Let's say you have these many values in the category. There are 4 values, right?
yes.
Whether you go to SQL Server, right? Let's do it. What will happen generally if let's say out after this input, you put this data into SQL Server and then try to put a join on categories. What will happen over the places where you have single value like A, B, C, D, B, you will be able to join it very well. There will not be any problem. But the situations like this where you have new line character or you have multiple values, your join will not work, right? The better way, as I think Venkat was saying, if we can convert this into 4 lines and say John A, John B, John C, and John D, right? That would be
Mhm.
the best and ideal case to clean or correct your data. But if your requirement is that you want to show the combination of categories over here, then this is the right way, right? So it's all about your requirement, what you want to show. It's nothing right or wrong over here. The way we had the data in file, we are able to get that. That is the main intent. You should get your data. Fine. I think people are still confused.
We are good. I am good.
Okay. What about you, Shikha, Deepak?
Yeah, good.
Deepak, I hope you are also good. Deepak, please work with your mic because we need really, kind of interaction in this session. By this, I would not know whether you are understanding or not. Okay, I'll continue. So this was the one scenario. Now I'll just go back to my previous flow over here. We just kind of got summary and our interactive. Okay, so this is the cross table what we added. Now let's say do one thing. After this summary, okay, after this summary, we have got the data by store numbers, address, city, state, and we have average sales per customer and total sales per customer. If I ask you to create some chart and visualization over it, what should we do then? What would be your action if I ask you to like we need to create charts? What will you do?
Reporting tab.
Right? So you look into the tools, which tool can help you in order to do the reporting, and you will take the same tool. So I'll go to reporting, and over here, let me tell you, I mean, let's go through these components first of all. So email is generally kind of sending email to somebody like notification and all. So out of report, let's say you added this email, you click on it, or maybe you can execute it. So whatever configuration you will do over here, let's see if I add it, and over here you can define your complete mail section, which says the SMTP function what you want to use. SMTP basically the server, then port number, encryption whether you want to apply or not, username, password, and this is what, who's sending the email, to whom we are sending, CC, BCC, and subject, and then finally attachment, what you want to send. So as soon as you will kind of set this up, maybe you run the flow for reporting, so the message will be sent to all these members, right? These are the message what you want to show in the body. So this is simple the notification of sending email to the users. Then you have image. So over here you can send images. Now the image, when I say, it can be from your system or it can be from the report also. See, static image in the workflow or from the binary data. So all these things you can send. You can browse from your system. So that file will also go as an image. Mostly these are the notifications only, insights. So
Sorry to interrupt you in between. Can you repeat this thing again? Because I'm not able to see the screen in last 5-7 minutes actually due to
can you
my network issue. Yeah,
see it now?
yeah.
Okay. So I just covered two controls. I talked about two controls. One is related to email.
Hmm.
This is similar as send email task in SSIS, wherein you can define the server connection basically through which you want to send the email, and then the details related to the people whom you are sending and from which email you are sending this email. Okay.
From which
That
option you choose this window is coming?
this is simple. Okay, I'm on reporting tab.
Your zoom size is too big actually.
What about others? Are you able to see my screen properly?
Yes, clear. I think, Shika, you need to double click your screen once.
Yeah, now it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So what I have done, simply I just drag this email control, email tool, and if you click over here, it will show you all this, configuration. So
Okay.
for an example, let's say if I have SMTP connection I don't have. You can use your Gmail details, SMTP Gmail details. You can put smtp.gmail.com, their port number, use your Gmail username password, and from that you can send emails. Like over here, your email will be required, then to whom you are sending, and the attachments which you want to send, maybe the files or the reports or anything. So let's say add. It says that what you want to send. Correct? It will exactly work like from the workflow. As soon as you execute, the email will be triggered. Any doubt here? Or do we want to see the demo? It should
Mm,
be it should be easy, right? You just need your details,
No, if
SMTP
it is
details, and
something we can do now or later sometime, once we configure everything, then also fine, we can discuss then as well. No problem.
yeah, we will try first. If
okay,
it's not able to connect, then we will ask you tomorrow,
okay,
next session.
fine. I think that sounds good. Now, same goes with image. So this is related to a kind of file which you want to send. So basically over here, as soon as you connect to image, you can have your files from your system, and maybe you can utilize this also for that particular email. So image will be, it will just capture the snapshot. It says like retrieve the image from the disk at the runtime. Okay. So these images you can capture. Store static image in workflow. So it will, if you do this, it will, you can browse those images. They'll be kind of shown over here. Let's say if I take some image, because like annotation and all that also you can show. So if you do so, summarize, right? So it simply just keep that image browse over here. I believe it's not, it will not show that. You
We
can
need to
simply,
add a browse tool, I think.
right? You can show that image in the reports, which means when you go to layout, then you can show these images, right? Over here, if you see in the result window, we have added, it has added last column as image. And over here, okay, let's do one more thing. It says what? View browse tool report tab. So let's add browse tool over here. We'll run it once again. And then you can see that image what I have put over here. Correct? So this is for the people. Now over here, there was one more option. If you go to image, it was saying retrieve the image from disk at the runtime. So that is what it will give over here. Store the static image in workflow. So maybe at the, whoever is running, maybe you want to show the success message, right? Like it ran successfully, or maybe you got the better result. So for that, you can browse some images and show over here the people who are running it manually, the people who are running this workflow manually. For the other people, if this particular workflow is scheduled and they are not running it manually, for them you can send it over email using the first option which we had over here as email, right? These are the simple ones, nothing, not much logical. But this insights one is kind of on your data. So it says this tool is to create interactive dashboard with charts and text, publish it to a gallery for others to gain a deeper understanding of data. Run workflow to configure the tool. There are many tools. As soon as you drag, you don't get any option. The reason being there is no input data to this. The same thing happened with chart also, and the same thing is happening with this. When I dragged earlier, this configure insight was disabled. Did you see the difference?
So why
Yes.
it's mentioned here if it's not going to use?
No. Let me tell you. First of all, let me explain what I was trying to say. What I'm saying is till here, right? Till here, your workflow is fine. Everything is configured. Everything is running well. Correct?
Yeah.
If I go ahead and drag this insights, see over here, it says disabled. I'm not able to configure the insights. The same thing will happen if you take interactive chart, right? It says this tool has not been configured. That is fine. If you just configure it, you won't get much things over here, because unless you will not run this here, the data will not flow to these controls. In order to do chart visualization, measure dimensions, you need to have that data right into those controls.
Yes.
So for that, you need to run this. Then data will attempt to flow from these tools. So that's what I'll just delete charts right now. We'll add it after insights. So insights, it is disabled. I will run this now. Then it will convert into enable format. See, configure insights. And then you come here, select it, configure, and then you will get another window which will say seems to be an issue with the insights process. Please relaunch the designer and try again. Okay, let me relaunch it. What is the meaning of relaunching designers?
Closing
If you,
and
right, if
complete.
you get this message, you need to kind of close everything and then open again. I hope that solves the problem. So new workflow, no, new workflow I don't want to save. New workflow has only these two components, cleaning, save, close. Venkat, have you worked on any ETL tool earlier?
No.
Okay. So how do you see, I mean, you have not worked, but okay. Generally, how do you kind of, move data from one place to another? Maybe.
One source system to another source system.
Yeah. I mean, but how you do that?
See, SQL means in organization they use different, but I did not use. Informatica is there,
Mhm.
Ab initio is there, Talent is
Okay.
there.
Yeah, correct. So, but you have not
But
used any of these tools.
I haven't
So
used. Tableau.
Informatica is also ETL tool.
Yes, that's better than SSIS, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
because
thinking it's related to any reporting tool, Informatica.
Yeah, it has reporting system as well, but most of the people use it for ETL purpose.
right.
Okay.
See, even here, I mean, if you see, I find it very easy than even the talent. These tools are very easier than a lot of these are easy tool than SSIS,
Talent. Okay.
talent and Alteryx. What
Mhm.
happened? Which one
Yeah,
is the
Ultrix
my?
is difficult.
No, what was the last word? Which is difficult?
SSIS. For me only. Not for others. I don't know why.
No, see, easy and difficult is different thing. There are few tools which are easy to configurable, like you just drag and drop and you are done. For few tools, like you need to do a lot of like variable, parameter, connection, right? Even the settings are quite, I would not say complex, but they are not user friendly.
Yeah, SSIS is not user friendly. Yeah.
So, oh, okay. Let's go ahead into reporting tab. I will add insights and then we'll see how it comes up. Okay, not sure why it is giving this error. Let me put it on the raw data. Maybe because it is summary table over there, I'm putting it on raw data. I'll put it from directly from the union. So you can see like you can put as many tools you want at one
Mhm.
level. No, something is wrong with either this complete software. Please
Okay.
relaunch the designer and try again. Okay, I'll skip this at this moment. I will try to reinstall. But let's go to the next control, which is interactive chart. So I'll take it here, connect it, and then you get features to configure this particular tool. Okay, before I go ahead and explore this particular chart, configure chart, do we have any idea like what this tool is all about?
Interactive charts. Of course, we have a charts option, multiple type of charts,
Multiple type of charts.
bar
Uh,
charts, scatter plot, line graph. All the
okay,
charts will come here. Yeah.
fair enough. So it will kind of create number of charts. If I ask a question here, see by default as soon as we connected, there is a layout for x-axis and y-axis.
Mm-hmm.
What this chart is all about?
Means this has x-axis and y-axis. So
Yeah, you are getting a default chart over here, right?
yeah,
Layer basically.
No, layer is kind of, yeah, okay, layer, but layer that is what we call here. But by default, this view, in which type of charts you get this view and what this represents.
Line graph can have x-axis and y-axis. Scatter plot will have x-axis and y-axis.
Correct. Very good. Now, where do we use line chart and where do we use
Time series
scatter
analysis.
plot?
Basically, line chart is used for where we want to show the trend on the
Time
basis of
series analysis,
year,
yeah.
month, or weekly basis. It's showing the trend,
Mhm.
right? If
Right.
I'm talking about other chart like bar chart,
Mhm.
in the bar chart, we are basically using the one dimension and one measure. We need to compare the analysis.
Mhm.
These
Okay.
are the two charts, yeah.
So scatter
So,
plot comparison between two or more variables.
right. So let me just show you that what all charts it has, and then we'll talk about in detail when to use which chart, right? Because just creating drag and drop and creating chart doesn't make sense. You really need to know which chart should be created in which situation. Do you agree with this point?
Yes.
Right. You cannot use pie chart everywhere, or you cannot use scatter plot everywhere, right?
Yeah, we need
There is
to
a
know the purpose where we are going to use.
right. You and how does that purpose comes in picture? How do you decide that which chart need to be used?
On the basis of requirement, if they want the trend line, so of course we need to choose the line chart. If they want the like want to see the reason why sales, then we use the pie chart, right?
Okay,
So
right.
on the
So,
basis of scenarios.
so first thing, if you join as a very junior level in any organization, then definitely people will say, okay, I need pie chart, I need this chart, I need this chart, right? If you go little higher in the ladder, they will give
Mm-hmm.
you the data and they will ask that show me the dashboard. They will not
Yeah.
even talk about the measure or KPIs. So you need to define the measures, KPIs, dimensions in the data, and then you need to come up with the appropriate chart or insights out of this data.
Yes.
It depends on the designation and the role where you join at. Correct? So don't expect that people will tell you that I need bar graph out of this data. You need to know, you need to have that decision capability that you can tell, okay, this is the situation. Better is the pie chart, or maybe better is the scatter plot. You need to suggest that
Correct.
to the requirement owner.
Yes.
Now, before we do that, let's see that what all charts are available here. So if you see here, by default, it gives you the layout for scatter plot, right? But that doesn't mean that we can use only for scatter plot. The same layout can be used for line, bars, or many other. Anything wherever you have two measures, this layout can be used.
Yes, right.
So if I click on this drop down, you have area, area chart, bar chart, box and whiskers, candlestick, heat map, line chart, scatter plot, and pie. You have these many charts over here,
Or can we
right?
create here customized chart like in Tableau we have a donut, waterfall, and T chart also we can create in Alteryx as well.
Some customization is possible, right? Because in even Tableau, if you go, that customization, whatever we do in Tableau, that is just the GUI level of customization. We can't customize anything on the programming level. The same thing over here. You can put something on dimensions. You can put something on data level, and accordingly, whatever customization is possible, that customization you can do. Okay. So
Okay.
before I go to different other topic, let me just show you one image. I'm not sure whether you guys have seen that earlier. I will say chart types basis variable. Go to images. You can get it easily on Google. Just go for this image. Don't look anything else. Just look at this image. It will guide you properly that which chart need to be used when.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see.
Whenever you get data, ask this question to yourself. What would you like to show? Are you focusing on distribution? Are you focusing on composition? Are you focusing on relationship? Or maybe you just want to show the comparison.
Mhm.
Depending on these four key questions, you can decide that what type of charts you can create, right? Over here, your relationship and distributions are related. There is not much difference between these two. So scatter plot falls into this category also, and scatter plot falls into this category also, right? In Tableau, you have bubble chart. That is also a kind of a scatter plot only. It is just
Yeah.
different signs and different representation. Over here in the distribution, apart from your scatter plot, you have line histogram and column histogram, right? But my question is, let's say scatter plot, what we started talking with, why do we use scatter plot? I mean, over here you see the names, right? Distribution
Relation.
and relationship. I want to know a particular, real use case. When we say relationship, exactly what we are showing.
Ice cream sales versus temperature,
Sales
rain.
versus temperature. Yeah, this is one of the example, correct?
For
In right in normal scenarios. In normal scenarios, let's say
Interest.
if I mean, let's take that example. What you are saying, sales
Yeah.
and temperature. So now we say sales of a particular product. Let's say a cooler, fan, and AC. So what happens as soon as the summer comes, the price of these things starts increasing, right? So what happens? Temperature is also increasing, and the price of these things is also increasing. Other scenario could be as the temperature is increasing, the demand related to these things is increasing. So both variables, whether it is demand and price or temperature, I mean three variables are there. So these have a kind of relationship. On increase, when we increase one, other is also increasing. Or if it there could be another relation. If we increase one, other is decreasing. That is also a relation, right? If you increase one variable, other will decrease. For example, if you increase the supply, right, there is a product which is highly available in the market, every shopkeeper keeps that, so the price of that product may go down. Understand that?
True. Yes.
Right? So that's a kind of negative relationship. It is a relationship, but it's a negative relation. In statistical term, what do we call this relationship?
Unproportional.
That we used to do in physics. Right? Speed is proportional to distance or something like that. In a statistical term, what do we call it? Any idea? Okay. See, little bit of statistic is required for visualization. Whether you are learning Tableau, any visualization tool, little bit focus on statistics, basic statistics. I'm not asking you to go for high-end statistics, but basic statistics is required. So the things like okay, such relationship, basically we call it correlation. Have you heard
Oh,
about correlation?
yes, yes.
Right? Correlation, maximum correlation can be 1. If it is 1, you will increase one thing, other thing will also increase in the same ratio. Negative relationship, if you increase one, another thing will go down, right? So it can be maximum of 1 and minimum of -1. That's a relation between two variables. That is what we show in the scatter plot. Over here in the histogram, what is histogram? And why we call it distribution over here? What is the meaning of distribution?
A bucket of basically it's a bucket inside. How many numbers are it? Let's say age group, we can say age group 0 to
Mhm.
9, how many people are there? 9 to
Correct.
9, how many people are there?
Mhm.
So
Correct.
that, yeah, maybe that called that suits histogram.
Right.
Basically, shape of the chart is like distribution.
Okay. No. So in that way, all the charts have some shape, right? So whatever I think Venkat has mentioned, in layman terms, that's a perfect definition. You want to show the occurrences or frequency in different buckets, right? Okay. There are three
Mhm.
basic concepts when we read about statistics. There are three basic concepts. Those concepts are mean, mode, median.
Mhm.
We know that, right? What is mode? What is mean? What is median?
Yeah.
Mode is
What?
reminder and
No, no. That mode MOD function, what we use in SQL or Alteryx functions, that is different. That is for reminders. But this mode
Number
I'm
of,
talking about, MODE,
number of
mode,
occurrences, yeah.
number of occurrences, right? So what is
Yes.
this mode? I mean, again, if you say number of occurrences, that is not the full definition.
Yes, most occurred value.
Most occurred value, right? So there would be multiple occurrences of each values. The value which is occurring most, which has the maximum frequency, that will be mode of your data.
Yes.
What what is mean?
The average.
Right. So mean and average are same. What is median?
Midpoint, center point.
Right. Central data element of your data.
mean
So
is
mean is average, right? So for a basic for a person who want to do kind of visualization, right? I'm not asking you to be a statistician, but a person who's going to work on data, they at least need to know these three things. Over here, the histogram what we have plotted. So when you say like we are trying to show the occurrences in different buckets, the main reason to plot a histogram is definitely to show the occurrences, and it will automatically tell you the mode of your data. The bucket which has the maximum occurrences or maximum values will be the mode of your data. In Tableau, we call it bins. On bins, we create histogram,
Yes.
right? And the age groups, like those are the buckets what we create. So histogram is used for that. Now, histogram and the line histogram, it's one on the same thing. The only difference is like over here we are showing them in terms of bars, columns. Over here we are showing a line chart. Clear?
Yes.
That's the only difference between line histogram and column histogram. But I still have a question. Do we know about bell curve?
I heard something, but
I think everybody must have heard about it. See,
yeah,
every organization every year at the time of appraisal, they say appraisal is being done basis the bell curve,
yeah.
right? What is bell curve? Why do they call it like basis bell curve we are doing appraisals?
Belcar, BALCAR, right?
BELL and curve CURVE.
I heard
Belcar.
like squareness. Uh, these things comes when discussing about bell curve, right?
Right, right. But how it is related to your appraisal? All the management, every leadership, they talk about that. We have kind of see the performance, and then basis the bell curve, we have done the appraisals.
Normal distributions on the basis of performance.
Right. So bell curve is generally, it is a name given to normal distribution, right? Again, we came to distribution only, right? So whether it is your histogram or line histogram, see histogram is generally, the frequency distribution. We said, right, we are looking at the frequency in different buckets. So any histogram is known as frequency distribution, right? But all histograms will not be a normal chart. Normal chart or normal curve, any chart, any distribution, any frequency distribution whose mean, mode, and median fall at the same point, which means at the central point. Mean, mode, median, if they fall at the central point, those distributions will known as normal distribution, and they will form a bell curve.
Mean is average, median is central point, and what about mode?
Mode is the most occurred element,
Okay.
right? So when they say like basis performance, we give you ratings or give the appraisal. So what they do, everyone who falls at the central position, or maybe plus minus 1 or 2% of the central position, everybody falls into the average category and they get 3 rating, right? So over here, if you see, right, if this is the histogram, it has the maximum frequency at the central location. That's why you get the maximum bar over here. Correct?
Okay.
Let me show it in some other example. I think we can create some Excel data and then we can show. So generally what happens, these occurrences, as Venkat also says, wherever you have the maximum frequency, you get the maximum bar,
Hmm.
right? So wherever you get the maximum bar, which means that's the average, they create the bell curve out of the performance of everyone, and the people falling into the middle center, everyone gets 3 rating or the average rating, right? Now keeping this central point as your main point, if you go left side, right, that will be a positive. So over here it will be 4 5 this side. If you go this side, it will be negative. So 2 and 3, sorry, 2 and 1. So that is what they create, and basis that they say like how many people fall into first layer, how many people fall into second layer, how many people fall into fourth layer, and depending on this they provide the rating. Getting, it will not be that visually happen here. You need to have the data ratings of everyone, then you can get it. You will see the number of elements falling into each bucket. That's a bucket format only. So out of histogram they create 5 buckets starting from 1 to 5, and then most of the people come into 3. That's a normal distribution, and then accordingly 3 and 4, or 2 or 1. Correct? So
Yes,
that is
got
what distribution represents. Composition, if you see, you have pie chart over here, you have waterfall, you have a stacked column chart, and then you have some stacked area chart, stacked area chart 100% over here. Okay, what is the difference between these two? Stacked 100% area chart and stacked area chart? There is the same difference. What we have between these two, there is the same difference between these two also. Stacked 100% column chart and stacked column chart.
the 100% charts means the extremes are fixed. Inside that only it is distributing. I mean, um,
Correct. You are right. So basically, you are kind of fixing one category as 100%, and out of that, you are showing the distribution or composition,
yeah.
right? The same thing happens here. And these are the simple stacked columns. If you go at the top, these are the comparisons. So all your time series data or line charts, even if it is column, they will come here if you're trying to show the comparison. Like comparison can be over the time, or it can be simple comparison between two variables, right? So what I would say, go through this image. I'll just put it into chat window. Go through this image, understand each chart, and then you will know when to create one particular chart. If they want to show just simple composition, like let's say there are two states, which product has the maximum sales, you can show this one, or you can go by this also. See, when we say which one has the better sales, then definitely you go for the comparison one. If I simply say, no, I don't want to see that which one has the better one, I simply want to see the status of all the products, then you will go for the composition, and maybe the pie chart will be the best one in that case, right? You can show the comparison using pie chart also, but
Yeah.
the primary intent is not to show the comparison. It is to show the different statuses or different, you know, you can say ratio within the given territory. Okay, let's move. I think it was a lot of theory on charts. So over here, I have added one layer, zero layer. Layer means as many charts you want to add. So each layer will have a particular chart in this particular control or tool. So over here on zeroth layer, let's say if it is scatter plot, let's say I select bar plot first of all. As soon as you do the bar plot, it will ask you that what you want to show on x-axis and what you want to show on y-axis. So for that, let's go and select something on x-axis. Maybe you can take cities, right? Or maybe let's take some less values. For example, region. So we have only three regions at this moment: North, South, and West. Correct? You can show, the horizontal bars if you want, or you can take vertical. Whichever you want, that will work over here. The calculation, let's say I'm not adding at this moment. I'll take another axis. Over here, I will take, let's say, do we have any value? Okay. We have not taken any measure. Let's see count of stores. So store, and then I will take the calculation as count. So what I'm trying to show is count of stores by region. Getting? Count of stores by region. So over here, if you see, West has 20 and North has 119. Correct? On the zeroth layer. If you want to convert this, you can just simply convert this into pi. You will get it something like this. Okay, you don't have anything at this moment. Okay, as soon as you select the different pie chart chart type, you need to select the values once again. So I'll just do that, values, and then select the labels, maybe regions or whatever you want to select as a label. So over here it shows you different regions: south, north, and west. So your 54% of stores fall into south region. 6% stores are in west region, and 38% stores are in north region. Correct? Further to this, right? As soon as we added this layer, you can go to font, do the formatting whichever you want, color of font, layers, what color you want, right? Labels you want to show, values you want to show. See, you can just create the donut chart out of it. Not like Tableau, like you need to create a dual axis chart and then create a donut. So these type of functionalities they offer by default. Then width, what you want to create, show the legends. Right now the legends are there. You can hide them if you don't need. And many other things which you can apply over here on the pie chart at this moment. If your chart is different, you will get different options. Right? See, regarding chart, background color, access if you want to change, legend, notes you want to put, right? Couple of things. Batches. So as soon as you do batches, you can show some other chart. It's another kind of chart basically. So let's say I did cities, and then you want to maybe group by region. So over here, if you see, you have got different cards. For South region, for okay, this is by cities. So 3 cities actually. Aurora, then you got Eaglewood, then you got Glendale, right? So different cards you can show. So I'll just go with our normal chart at this moment. We'll turn off the pie chart, sorry, layers or batches. We'll just go with it and we can just close it at this moment. What will happen as soon as you close, you just provided the settings, right? Now you just run it once again. So what will happen if you, what happened? It didn't save. Okay,
We need to stop.
configure. Yes. It's over here. Save as PNG, that's fine. That's a separate one. Okay, so you can see the exact chart what we created over here. See what happens in most of the control, you need to use browse, otherwise you will not see the result. Correct? For data tools, you can definitely see the results over here. But for things like chart or maybe some other things, you really need to use browse. As of now, we have not used layouts. Once we start using layout, we can put this a kind of dashboard. Over there, we can use multiple charts in this particular layout. Correct?
Can
Any
we come
questions?
back here, can we come back here for reporting tab, or is this the?
No, I didn't get it. Can you please repeat?
Can we come back for reporting tab discussion again?
Yeah,
Like,
we can. We
ah,
can, we
okay.
can.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Oh, because few
So,
charts we just wanted to see bar
mhm.
chart. How do we build that? So that is
Okay, so let's
later.
do that right away. So if you go here, configure the chart. By default, it is there. I'll add another layer, right? My 0th layer has the pie chart.
Okay.
The another layer what I have added, we are going to, let me collapse this. And on the 0th layer, let's say we'll take bars. And then we need to take the columns what we want to show. So let's say I'll take, let's say take cities this time. And then you can take values. So maybe values of store and count. See, it shows both the layers over here right now. Let me change switch the values over here. Let's take the store. I'll take the count over here, and then we'll go ahead and take the name of maybe cities. When we say layer, generally it is going to show on one particular chart. 2 layers. So 2 charts on top of each other. Right? Let me go ahead and do like this. Yes. What was your question on bar charts actually?
No, actually, I didn't see the data. So, do we have summarization, say, sales value or profit value?
Okay. So over here I'm using it directly after the union, so that's why we don't have. Let's add this after join. So we will have something. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we can come here after running it. So configure, add layer. So over here, if you see, let's say bar, then you will have things like total sales, credit sales, and total customers. Yeah. So maybe average sales per customer, and we can take by store number or maybe by cities or states. So over here you can take sum. Okay. Yeah. What was your question?
Just wanted to see
Hmm.
for any dimension sum of sales.
For any dimension. Okay. So let me take region and the sales.
We can take normal sales.
Yeah, we'll do it. At this moment, what happened? Okay, so this is for north and this is for south. I think we can change the axis so it will be on x-axis. We have taken sales, credit sales. So this is what credit sales is. And then on y-axis we have regions. Let's change it opposite. What I'll do on x-axis, I'll take regions, right? So on
Yes.
x-axis you have regions, and then on y-axis let's take some sales. So total sales, and we'll take calculation maybe as sum, right? So that's what I have taken on bar. Okay, let's see. Maybe some color format and all is not matching, so that's why I don't show that chart. Let's see. Background white. It's a background of complete chart, not the bars. Legends show hide. Access region. Why you have total sales?
I
Fine.
think
This
we can connect to a right data. So sample superstore kind of thing. Then we can try the
no.
charts.
If
That it's easy way
no
to
no
identify as also, right?
right. See, actually here the properties were different. I've just changed it to display range, right? Auto. Earlier it was
Hmm.
custom. I just changed it to auto. So now you can see. I'll just change the background first of all.
Yeah.
Chart. I don't need this background. I'll just keep it white. Right now you can see under access we just did it. Display ranges. So for south and north, you got.
Yeah.
Let's see data labels. We can show data labels on top of these bars only. Okay. At this moment, I don't know where the labels is. In pie chart, it shows on the top itself, but for bar, it's, let's see, region, no, text notation outside. Yes, it's correct now. It's a kind of label only. If you do inside auto, it will show on top. I think you should be able to add other things also within this. So you can change the color and all. Fine. Yeah. Yep. So this is the way you can format it on the layer 0. If you want within this, you can add one more chart or other charts also on top of it in multiple layers. Right? Any questions related to this?
Okay, this is one bar chart.
Mhm.
If we want one more chart, then we need to bring another interactive chart and build one more thing.
That is one approach. Other approach will be as soon as we'll start working on layouts, right? Within
Yeah.
the layout, you can have number of charts,
Okay.
right? So with help of layout, we can bring number of the things into one particular page so that we can create our dashboard. Because our end goal is to create dashboards only, right?
Yes.
Not individual charts.
Yeah.
So that's what will come in handy as soon as we work on. Sorry, not there. We need to add. So this is available for you to view over here, right? See, so there are two type of charts what we have seen so far. One chart which you can directly see from the profiling of your data,
Yeah.
right? Like whatever data you get, you go to, you can just run it and see that on profiler after putting the browse actually, not, yep. That's why browse was helpful. See, over here you can see those. Another is through interactive charts. And then we kind of combine these using layout. So we'll be doing that as we go further. Report text. Okay, this will cover layout. Once we have all the things created, multiple things, then we'll use this. Other two items are related to maps, right? Map legend builder, map legend splitters. Now tell me, out of your data, what are the things basis which you can create map?
Lats and longs.
Lats and longs, that is required. Okay. What
City,
else? Anything else which can help you to create map?
geographical field, city, state, zip code.
Correct. So any geographical field if you have, you can create maps. And definitely, let's say if you don't have any city, state, zip code, you have only lat and long, you can still go ahead and create your maps. Any tool you can say. I mean, not only in Alteryx, but if you have latitude and longitude, that's a coordinates of a particular location. So you can create these charts or maps using that field. So other like overlay, render, we'll talk about report footer. Report footer and header is simply kind of put on dashboard, header and dashboard footer. You can add images also there. Report map, report text and tables. Let's look at the table, the simple ones at this moment. Others will take a look as we start adding layout. Okay, so this table and we used cross tab yesterday, right? This is the basic table. And basic table lets you create pivot over here, which was simple as cross tab. See over here, it says cross tab or pivot, the same as matrix, correct? So what should I do? Just tell me. It is similar to what we created yesterday. Now it should be easy to configure. Tell me, go through the options and tell me what should I do. Hey, what happened, guys? Speak up. Just looking for some options which we can use to create a basic table. Or if it is a cross table, you can do that also. Let's do it. So basic table, what things you want to group by. So over here, this group by option, and then you have like bar graph and all that also you can create. I'm not focusing on that right now. Simple the headers of your particular table. So I want to create columns, store number, address I want, city I want, state I want, zip I want, latitude, longitude I don't want, country I don't want, region is fine, type is fine, file name, no, sales, okay, total customers, credit sales, that's fine.
This will create a table basically.
Right. Okay. And over here, whatever you select, it is going to create the group by option on table. So let's say if I select, let's say state, over here I'll uncheck state. And then let's say what happens. So for this particular table, if you go to results, you are simply getting this particular snippet for basic table. How can you see your details? If you need to add browse, you will be able to see the details. So I'll just add browse, and then you need to run it once again. And then you can see your table that what it is creating over here, right? So store number, address, city, zip, region, type, all these things.
Well, it's simple thing. We need to just choose the option.
Yeah, it's a simple table only.
Yeah.
Okay. See, what I'm telling you basically, if you look at these components, what we are going through right now, whether it was email, image, insights, right?
So my
Charts,
question is, it will show in the left window. It will not show in the down window in the result set, right?
no.
If I want to create a table, so it will only show here only.
Anything what you have over here under the reporting tab, it will be shown into this window only, right? Why I'm focusing on layout as end, because when using layout, you will kind of put all these individual items into a kind of page so that you can align these snippets. So what will happen by using layout, you can combine this table, that pie chart, bar chart, what we created into one page.
Mm-hmm.
Then you will be able to see one page with all the charts. What elements you have over here on this page.
Mm, I
Okay.
didn't get actually. Basically,
Okay.
if I want to show in my result set, like whatever I want to put a data, I want to create flowchart like joining, union, and all. Everything we have created, we create a flow, and we transferring our data in the output. Output may
Hmm.
be SQL Server or Excel or any of the data source. Okay.
Right.
So
Mhm.
whatever chart or any table we have created in the left window, that will show in
Mhm.
our result set or not? My question is this.
No, it depends the nature of the result. Basis that it will show up. If it is a graphical or visual thing,
We
it will
cannot
come into this,
go.
right?
So if we want to
If it is a
export these things,
that you can do anytime, that you can export, right?
But these images we cannot load into SQL Server or any database, right?
No,
Database,
no, no. We cannot.
in
yeah.
Excel also.
It will come as an image only, right? See, Shikha, what I'm telling you, there are first of all see the two differences. If you are getting data in terms of rows and columns, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it is
Mm-hmm.
your actual data in a natural or native table of Alteryx, you will get that result over here in the result window. Correct. If it
Okay.
is related to graphics, images, colors, and everything, that result will come here.
So if basically what's the purpose of creating here chart and all everything for our understanding? Because my purpose is I want to show my data to the client on the basis
You are
of
not you are not showing this result to the client, right? What results you are getting here, you are not showing this. This is for the developer, the person who's working over here. It is not
okay.
for the end client.
No, no,
For end,
chart like in Tableau, we are creating a dashboard. So we are using the multiple charts. So
right?
because those are the requirement now, we want a waterfall chart and we so that's why we just create that chart and we need to send that chart to the particular person.
How do you send that?
Like either we can publish on server, Tableau server, or
Right?
yeah, either we can extract our data, like create a dashboard and just save the data on a local desktop and via email we can send.
Okay, so let me tell you. If you are publishing it on server, that is the best way to share. If you are sharing with email, there is no use of Tableau. The same thing here. Whatever you are creating, right? You need to publish this Alteryx workflow onto Alteryx servers. And from there, the dashboard what we are going to create over here, right? Though you can see that into this window over here, but for end users, they can access this through URL the way do it in Tableau.
Okay.
Getting my point? Right? For them, they will not see these three windows for end users. They will see only one URL on. If they click on it, they will see the dashboard with the number of reports.
Okay, through Tableau.
No, through Alteryx servers.
Okay, okay, okay.
Correct. Now, this window, what you are focusing, like you want to see the results over here, this is only for developer to see whether they are getting correct results or not. The result, what you see, it never gets stored anywhere. In order to store the result, you need to use your output control and then tell the system where they want to store. So your
Yeah,
end
yeah,
result for client is going into this, not here.
yeah.
So, right. So don't worry about like where it shows the result. The main purpose is to check whether you are getting the correct result, and then how to align that we will see as we go.
Okay.
Okay.
And what is the combination of this Tableau and Alteryx?
Combination. So I believe since when there is a tool called Tableau Data Prep and Tableau Data Builder in the market, the relation what we had in Alteryx earlier, that will be of less use. The reason being, before this tool came in the market, Alteryx was used to do all the data task for Tableau. So if you see into preparation, I think there must be one Tableau add-in or content for Alteryx. Yeah, output data, Tableau add-in. Yeah, published through Tableau server. Okay, this was the component. So let's say after this particular control, right, or maybe after union, if I join this, right, what
Okay,
will
this will
happen? This will publish my data directly to Tableau servers. And from there,
okay.
I can, and it will store as a .tab file or maybe extract file. And from there, I can directly do the reporting into Tableau desktop, which means all the data preparation task I can do in Alteryx and then do the reporting in Tableau desktop. That was the main purpose.
Similar like SSIS or RS, right? Whatever data we want to first, we will club our data and export in club our data and transfer our data in SQL Server, and there we can create a report and we just show the design and all. Similarly, this thing we are doing with Tableau and Alteryx, right?
Right. So the only relation between Tableau and Alteryx was Alteryx used to help in order to prepare data for Tableau
Okay.
dashboard. That's it.
Or Tableau just show the data, means
Correct.
designing and all.
Right.
Okay, got it.